Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to News in Motion. Or if this is your first time tuning in, we just want to say thank you for tuning in. Whether you are watching live here at 7:25 a.m. or if you are catching the replay, whether it is in the afternoon, the evening, near the nighttime, we just want to say thank you for watching. Or if you are an audio or podcast listener, thank you for listening in. Today is Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. We have That's Happening Tuesday today. We also have Mr. Kenny Stanley coming in here with Game Over, and we also have our youth ambassador, Lexi Williams, to give a few headline news. And of course, we have Miss Gail to give some headline news as well. But how was everybody's Juneteenth? How was everybody's weekend? Yesterday didn't even really feel like Juneteenth because the day felt like it was on fast forward, and it was also raining that day, and we don't really like the rain. But hope everybody had a safe and fun weekend. As you are coming in the room from YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, be sure to share this with a couple of friends. And get ready to take some notes for That's Happening Tuesday. And y'all know what we do here. Let's get some news in motion.
What's up, everyone? What's happening? Listen, off the bat, let me tell you, I have no controls today. It's all going to rely on Isaiah and the team. I am on location somewhere else, but I wanted to make sure I was able to get in here and give y'all some That's Happening news. Where I'm at currently, I am in a place where I'm learning for the next 5 days, and I'm learning information to be able to come back and implement a lot of this right here on News in Motion. So y'all gonna have to bear with me because there's a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces, but the information I'm gonna be gaining is phenomenal. Information on poverty, food insecurity, on Medicare, Medicaid, building economics, looking at different communities and going that way. So where I'm at this morning, I'm going to be pulling in a lot of content. I see some of your names. I don't see all of them because I'm working off of my iPhone. Okay, y'all, I'm working off my iPhone. So I do see Lori Wallace. I see Deborah Johnson. I see Terry Davis. I see Deborah Sneed that's coming up here. I see Tanya Williams that's in here. I see different people that are coming in here, and I don't have my glasses on or anything. I see Karen, I believe. I just want to say hello to all of you. I may not be able to individually call you out this week, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm here to learn. But since this is anniversary week, well, sort of, kind of. I see you, Marion Jackson. I wanted to still figure out a way to come in just for a little while to share some news. I see you, Regina Shorts. I see you there as well. Y'all, today is Tuesday. It's June the 20th, 2023. I am your host, Gail Dudley. To everyone who's tuning on a podcast, we want to say thank you for coming in there as well. I see Kim Edmondson in here this morning as well. But again, y'all, I'm on location, so I have no control of the board. And I just want to say this. I'm so glad I trust Isaiah because I have no idea what's going on. I didn't even know the clock was ticking down. I knew nothing. So the setup is a little different. Again, I'm away gleaning information to come back to share with all of you. So I have workshops that I'm going to, and they're like intense workshops. So I'm doing a poverty workshop. I'm doing a financial workshop, philanthropy workshop. I'm doing a food insecurity workshop. There's several. There's so many sessions. Like today alone, I have 5 sessions, and they're like packed, and there's professors who are teaching them. So I'm here, but I still wanted to join all of you before the rest of the team takes over. So with that, we're going old school a little bit today. So again, I said to y'all, this is anniversary week. Or is it? So let me tell you what happened. I received a memory over the weekend dated June the 18th. And it was News in Motion. And I'm like, I've been doing this for a while. So where are the other videos and how do we find out when our anniversary truly is? So I decided to make this fun. This is what we're doing. You have until midnight on Thursday, to let me know via email, which is newsinmotionwithgail@gmail.com. Again, newsinmotionwithgail@gmail.com. You have until midnight Thursday to try to help us find out what the actual anniversary date is. Seriously, I still don't know. I'm wondering if we had some videos that were taken down. I'm not sure. So you have until midnight Thursday. The first person, y'all just gonna have to be the honor system. The first person who emails us with the correct information, believe me, I'm doing my research, with the correct information, the correct date, and the platform it was started, you will receive a News in Motion t-shirt and $100 for helping us research and find out the date. So again, the first person who emails us with the correct information at newsinmotionwithgail@gmail.com, you will get a News in Motion t-shirt and $100. Yeah, we're gonna help. So you have to have the correct information. And believe me, we're looking. The millennial team is already on it. They're like, well, clearly on the 18th, you have been doing this a while. I said, I know. So where is it? Where's the feed? Where are the pieces? So we're wondering if there was things that we said that a certain platform took us down. So we're putting that out there. So the first person, you have until midnight on Thursday to get us that information. The other thing, with this being anniversary month, we shall say, thanks to Carl Wright, we have a new graphic, and Isaiah's going to put that up because I have no control over here. So we have a new graphic. There it is. That's the new graphic. So 3 years, new graphic. Let us know what you think in the chat about the new graphic. Thank you, Isaiah. I see Jeff Payne coming in here as well. So y'all, let me just give you some that's happening Tuesday, and I'll be turning this over to Kenny Stanley. Yeah, there was a terror attack in Uganda. BBC is reporting that at least 37 students were killed and many others injured after an Islamic State affiliated extremist group attacked a boarding school in western Uganda over the weekend. Y'all, 4 non-students were also killed and 6 more pupils were abducted as the assailants fled across the nearby border into a Democratic Republic of Congo. Officials said students were killed with machetes while others died, y'all, after the dormitories they took refuge in were set on fire. So a lot of that is happening. I'm still waiting to see what y'all think of the new graphic. Kim Edmondson said, beautiful. Okay. Y'all, USA Today reports, this is all happening, that in Minneapolis and its police department engaged in a pattern of violating people's rights through the unnecessary, unjustified use of deadly force and discrimination. Y'all, Attorney General Merrick Garland announced on Friday, after a 2-year investigation following George Floyd's death, the 92-page report by the Justice Department found that the police used excessive force. No surprises there, right? Including unjustified deadly force, discriminate against Black people, and violate the First Amendment rights, among other conclusions. Y'all, this was all in a 92-page report. The Justice Department plans to work collaboratively with the city and police on more reforms to remedy unlawful conduct cited in the report. Y'all, a lot is going on. Dr. Antoinette said, I love the new graphic. The dark background makes everything pops. Thank you. Jeff Payne, good morning to you. Said it's nice. Yvonne said, graphic is sweet. Yay. I think Carl's on here, so I'm sure he's getting all this. Y'all, also in the news and what's happening. Y'all, and by the way, I have no timer telling me what it's like. So y'all, I'm just flying by night. So either I'm good at this or I'm not. Y'all, AP News report the death toll of northeastern India continues to rise. Y'all, with reports saying that nearly 170 people have died from heat-related illnesses caused by an intense heat wave. Y'all, they're saying that the recent scorching, again, this is AP reporting, temperatures reach as high as near 113 degrees Fahrenheit over the weekend, and it has been consistently above normal, consistently. Y'all, that's just not happening in northern India. The weather pattern across the world should bring us to a place that we need to get on our knees and pray. Y'all, The Verge is reporting that the ransom group, they're back, is claiming responsibility for a hack on Reddit systems earlier this year and demanding not just money, but policy changes. They're calling themselves the Black Cat, y'all. A ransomware group says it's behind the February attack on Reddit. And as previously reported by Bleeping Computers, and that's really their name, in a post shared by researcher Dominic Verity, Black Cat claims to have stolen 80 gigabytes, y'all, of data from Reddit and threatens to release it publicly if their demands aren't met. The group wants $4.5 million payout in exchange for data, and also is demanding Reddit to roll back its planned API pricing changes and spur users and moderator protests last week. Y'all, again, I want to caution you all because I've been reading a lot about this. Be careful. Make sure you have VPN, secure network. Be careful what you're posting, what you're putting out there, the data you're keeping out there in Keyring and other places, your wallet, all of that stuff. I know people can get it if they keep looking for it and hacking it, but don't make it so easy for them. So just be aware of that. Y'all, CNBC is reporting that Europe's Airbus, y'all get this, announced the biggest plane deal in history, y'all, on the opening day of the Paris Air Show, which was yesterday, with an order of 500 narrow-body jets from Indian budget carrier Indigo. Yeah, y'all, this multi-billion-dollar deal is the largest ever by number of aircraft, and they're looking to purchase 470 jets earlier this year. And that was their largest. And they expect all the jets, that 500 plus, the narrow body jets, to be delivered between 2030 and 2035. So y'all, that's rolling out. So you know what's happening. Airplanes, there's a conversation, a merger between JetBlue and Spirit Airlines. Did y'all miss that one? And there's some back and forth with that. The merger was supposed to happen. The federal government kind of stepped in and said, hey, well, wait a minute. What's happening here? Y'all, listen, on News in Motion, we're bringing you all the news that we can possibly bring you. But that can also create this ticket war, ticket prices going lower or higher. Now there's some airlines, United Airlines, their fees and their baggage is now part of their overall ticket. Y'all, lots going on. Pay attention. You also have the junk fees and everything that the Biden administration is trying to roll back. So lots happening. Now, y'all, will they or won't they? I want y'all to pay attention to this, and then I'm out of here. The Supreme Court will be hearing this bottom argument at the end. Kim Edmondson says, where are they getting all that money? Listen, Kim Edmondson, that's a great question. Will they or won't they? I want y'all to pay attention to this. And yesterday we were just celebrating Freedom Day, Juneteenth. But are we really free? That's my question. Yeah, the Supreme Court should have a ruling by the end of this month. That's just next Friday. By the end of this month, affirmative action and student loan forgiveness. Now, AP is reporting, and I love this breakdown that they have. First of all, we're talking $10,000 in federal loans and $20,000 borrowers receive Pell Grants. This is the student loan forgiveness. But I love what AP put this together. They call it Why It Matters. And there's 3 areas, and I'm going to cover these quickly. Y'all, since the late 1970s, the Supreme Court has 3 times upheld affirmative action in college admissions on grounds that institutions have a compelling interest to address past discrimination that shut non-white students out of higher learning. Okay, so hold on. Now, here we are again. And where we are at this moment, at where we are at this moment, we need to consider what's really happening. We see DEI is coming out of certain areas. DEI in Texas, as you see, that Governor Abbott shut down the whole piece there in Texas with DEI. And then we're seeing that roll out in Florida and other places. So now we're having this affirmative action that's back on the table here. Then we have number two, Black students are more likely to take out federal student loans at a higher amount than their white peers. Proponents of the plan to cancel some student debt see it as a matter of racial justice. So we have that piece of it. As we know through the debt deal sealing the ceiling deal, the debt ceiling deal, we see what happened there, and they kind of like tied their hands. I'm getting this message, but we're going to keep going. That says some of your information has warnings. Why would any of my information have warnings? Just tell me why. This is the truth. We are giving the truth. See y'all, we're already in this strange space, but whatever. So y'all, we have that. And so people are coming out saying, but there's a racial component to all of this, and there's a oppression and suppression of Black people that this is happening to. And then on the third piece, AP, again, this is straight out of Associated Press, a collapse of the debt cancellation could have political consequences. President Joe Biden made a campaign promise to reduce student debt, and the NAACP has told him young voters of colors are expecting a return on their support. So y'all, how I just want to package this before I throw this over to Kenny Stanley is this. This is a political game that's happening. I just want y'all to understand this. And that's why for our 3rd year anniversary, we are still pushing for all of our viewers and listeners to register 3 people to vote this week. 3 people, y'all, that's not a big number. 3 people to vote. So on all of our podcast listeners, we're talking 1,000 people plus a day. If each of you register 3 people to vote, we're not telling them how to vote, when to vote, how to register, any of that. We just are giving them the link and encouraging them to vote. Y'all, there's a lot that's happening, and we cannot turn a blind eye to it. We have to raise our voices. We have to be bold. We have to be confident. We have to share the truth. Jeff Payne says political game they are playing for sure. They're playing with us, y'all. And so we have 3 things. And I'm sorry, I understand that there are some non-Black people who are also having student loans, and they're stressed out and things like that. I get it, and I'm supporting you as well. But if you look at what's happening here with those 3 areas that the Associated Press brilliantly put together, we need to pay attention to this, and we need to act now. So y'all, this week, 3, let's go after. And I'm up to about maybe 30 people that I was like, hey, and people, they just want to engage in that conversation. Like, I never looked at it that way. I never saw it that way. You're not beating them over the head with it, not at all. You're telling them, you're like, this is where we are as a community and as a society, and we all need to register to vote. Or when people say things, you ask them, well, are you a registered voter? If so, make sure you register to vote, and then encourage 3 other people to register to vote. Marian Jackson says, if the truth is giving a warning, then pay attention, because the truth shall set us free. Knowledge is power, but the truth is liberating. Yes, and I'll read this again. It's flashing on my screen now. It says, some of your information has warnings. Now they're saying be careful. Whatever. So there's that. Latrice Jones says, call to action. Get 3 people registered to vote. Thank you, Latrice. Thank you. All right, y'all. It's time for me to bring in Kenny Stanley again. Y'all won't see me again till tomorrow. I'm here at this conference. It is amazing. Again, I'm gleaning information about poverty, about economics, about philanthropy, about food insecurity. Y'all, my husband and I are with some heavy hitters, gleaning all this information, and I'm here under this whole piece of News in Motion to come back and to share it with all of you, because I want us to be empowered. Now, I'm going to say this about that too, where I'm at. I won't tell y'all exactly where I'm at, so that doesn't give me a warning as well. But where I'm at, I'm having to shut down what I really think so I can glean at the table to get the information I need. Y'all can read between the lines there. It's been interesting, less than 24 hours. I was like, oh, Gail, keep it together. Just say nod and just nod and say, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with you. And I'm sitting there like, God, forgive me for lying there for a moment. All right, bring in Kenny Stanley, bring in Kenny Stanley, bring in Kenny Stanley.
Hey, what's happening?
What's happening?
I'm good. I'm
Well, good. I,
good.
I heard you did a great sermon on Sunday that you had the whole congregation in tears. It was extremely emotional, but I heard it was also just amazing, biblically rooted in biblical content, scripture, and you came with a word from the Lord. So bless you, Kenny
Thank
Stanley.
you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, I'm out of here, y'all. Until tomorrow. You take
All
it
right,
away.
Gail. See you. All right. Hey, News in Motion family. Good morning. Welcome to Game Over with me, Kenny Stanley. Hey, I'm so glad to see everybody this morning. Hey, I told you last week, that the Reds were hot as fish grease. Yes, now they are on fire. Last Thursday, they came in. They were in third place in the National League Central, but after last night's 5-4 victory over the Colorado Rockies, their ninth in a row, by the way. The Reds sit on top of the National League Central. They are in first place by themselves. Uh, Come on, Big Red Machine, keep on rolling. That is my team. I've been a Reds fan since 1975. That's a long time. Let's go Reds. I see I got my red on today. I'm a Reds fan. Let's go Reds. Let's get this going. In other Major League Baseball scores, the Cardinals beat the Nationals 8-6. Florida over Toronto 11-0. The Cubs beat the Pirates 8-0. The Red Sox beat the Twins last night 9-3. Arizona Diamondbacks 9. The Milwaukee Brewers had 1, and the Mets over the Astros 11-1. Okay, now I'm starting to wonder about this fascination that these young people, these young athletes, have with guns. John Morant was just handed a 25-game suspension by NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. Now we got second-year New England Patriots Jack Jones, who just finished the offseason workouts with the team this past Friday and had his first season in the NFL ended in December for an unspecified team rules violation. Well, he was arrested on Friday after their training camp, after their little training camp all-season workout ended at Boston's Logan Airport. He was charged with 2 counts of these offenses: possession of a concealed weapon in a secure area of the airport, possession of ammunition without a firearm identification card, unlawful possession of a firearm, carrying a loaded firearm, and possession of a large capacity feeding device. He will be arraigned in East Boston District Court, and his bail was set at $50,000. What is going on with these young guys and these guns? What is the fascination? Why is everybody pushing guns, but we seem to be the only ones getting arrested about these guns? Nobody else is being arrested. Nobody else is being charged. But the black folks, we keep getting arrested with these guns. Look, I'm not saying you don't get a gun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't get one, but we got to be more responsible. And you should know better than to take a gun to the airport. Hey, that's sports for me today. Hey, I'm gonna kick it over to Lexi, and everybody have a good day. I'll see y'all on Thursday. That's it. Game over. I'll see y'all later. How you doing, Lexi?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
Good.
good. All right. I'm gonna
All
see
right
y'all
then.
on Thursday. Have a good day.
You too. Hi, everybody. I am Lexi Williams, your youth ambassador for this wonderful place, News in Motion. Hello, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Hope your week is as great as you are. Thank you to Auntie Gail. Of course, I know she's away right now, but thank you to her and the wonderful team behind News in Motion. And now to get into this good trouble, the truth from the youth, the Coast Guard is under fire. So this story comes from the New York Times. Possibly more than 700 men and women and children drowned one of the country's worst maritime disasters. So how did this happen? Was there anyone to prevent this from happening? Let's see what we can find out. Shortly after the boat's sinkage, in front of the Greek Coast Guard, Greek officials explained that they had not intervened because the smugglers did not want them to. According to Nikos Alexio, excuse me if I pronounced that wrong, who is a Coast Guard spokesman, intervening would have been dangerous given the ship had been overcrowded with migrants wanting to reach Italy. Mind you, this ship is coming from Greece all the way to Italy. The ship was in Greece's search and rescue territory, but apparently they aren't supposed to intervene on a boat that is not involved in smuggling or drugs. Of course, they're saying people not included. After the shipwreck being the worst Greece has ever seen in a decade, this began to raise the question and concern as whether Greek authorities have only been avoiding the migrants pushing them to Italy. After the back and forth between the Coast Guard and other sea protections, the article later explained if the Greek Coast Guard recognized the boat as in distress, and this is an objective assessment, they should have tried to rescue them no matter what, said Markella Papadouli. Excuse me. A lawyer specializing in maritime law and human rights at the Advice on Individual Rights in Europe Center. She said no SOS call had been required as the Greeks has incited. She later said, regardless of what smugglers wanted or where the migrants happened to go, she said, you have an obligation to rescue when a ship is in grave danger. Negotiating with the smugglers is like negotiating with plane hijackers. The Greek authorities received more pressure with claim of negligence as the survivor count began to spread throughout Greece and Italy. There are 9 men in the Greek government who are under arrest who are suspected smugglers right now. Experts are beginning to speak up, saying the authorities also violated a wartime law, a 2014 European Union law establishing rules for the surveillance and external sea borders. Counts among criteria for rescue the existence of a request for assistance, although such a request shall not be the sole factor for determining the existence of a distress situation. That's clearly the law. Good morning, Ms. Marian Jackson. So tell me what you think. Do you think the Greek government neglected the migrants? What would you have done if you were the government? Now to my second story, which is really quick. So this story comes from National Museum of African American History and Culture and NBC News. So as we go back in time, what did you do to celebrate Juneteenth? Let me know in the comments. So if you don't know, Juneteenth is the acknowledgement of the day when enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, learned they had been freed, over 2 years after Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. In the summer of 2021, after nationwide protests over systemic racism renewed interest in Juneteenth, President Joe Biden signed legislation that made June 19th a federal holiday. From National Museum of African American History and Culture, the post-emancipation period known as Reconstruction, 1865 to 1877, marked an era of great hope, uncertainty, and struggle for the nation as a whole. Formerly enslaved people immediately sought to reunify families, establish schools, run for political office, push radical legislation, and even sue slaveholders for compensation. Given the 200 plus years of enslavement, such changes were nothing short of amazing. Not even a generation out of slavery, African Americans were inspired and empowered to transform their lives and their country. So did anybody go to the festival downtown yesterday? And on Friday, the Buffalo Soldiers honored guard at Arizona Diamondbacks Juneteenth celebrations before a game against the Cleveland Guardians in Phoenix. I attended a Juneteenth event on Saturday and supported Black vendors. That's great. I'm glad it went well. I would have went too, but life happens. So I'm going to most definitely keep supporting our Black businesses. So a celebration for Juneteenth was held in Washington, D.C., where a lot of line dancers were getting their groove on. Now, anybody else a line dancer? I know I am. I like to get down with the get down. So your national days are American Eagle Day, Light Therapy Day, Flag Day in Argentina, Ice Cream Soda Day. I'm going to go get me one real quick after this. It's Jimmy Day. Woo woo. It's your day, boo. Vanilla Milkshake Day, Virginia Day, Ugliest Dog Day. There's no such thing. All dogs are cute. Don't start with me. And then World Productivity Day. So be productive today. Try something new. Keep yourself busy, but not too busy. It's good to take rest. Okay. So Isaiah can come on in here. But that's all your days for me.
Vanilla Milkshake Day. Can't go wrong with a vanilla milkshake. And also, no, like Ugly Dog Day. There's a few dogs that are just like, oh, I'm mostly talking about Chihuahuas, but you know.
Wow. The disrespect is uncanny.
No, it's really not. But Lexi, how did you celebrate Juneteenth? You know, did you?
You know, I ate my Chipotle and I read all the wonderful articles because listen, I don't drive yet. Don't don't shame me. And
Okay.
I started to watch the Amazon Prime. You know, on Amazon Prime they have like these live specials. So they had a celebratory like Juneteenth thing. So I peeked in on that, but I hopped right on out. So
Oh.
you know, it was cool though. I just saw everybody what everybody else was doing. So yesterday was really a chill day. So
We have Kim Emerson saying she's a line dancer.
I know. I saw at the parties. I see you. Sometimes I see you. Okay, Auntie Kim, we see
We
you.
got Yvonne Garner saying I just started line dancing classes over at Barnett Rec Center, and she loves it. Okay, I didn't even know they
Okay.
offered line dancing classes over there. Marianne Jackson said I attended a Juneteenth celebration on Sunday. Um,
Nice.
I was going to go to a Juneteenth party, but you know, we find out stuff the day of. So you know, we find stuff up the day of, and like the party was going on the time that I found out. So I was like, you know, I'll just catch next year's one, you know,
Yeah, I
for
found out the
the
Juneteenth
for the
celebration
culture.
is the night before, so it's
Yeah. You know, if we don't know who's all going to be there, where it's at, the W's people, we need to, you know, find out the W's before you attend anything. You know, when is it going? Is there going to be food there? Ask the important questions.
really. Did you really just ask that question?
You have to. You have to ask those important questions.
Carry on.
But thank you, Lexi, for all that you do, and we will see you back here tomorrow. Um, Hello, everyone. Y'all know me as Isaiah Jones. I am the person who works the boards here at News in Motion, and I have a couple of headline news of my own. Still talking about Juneteenth. This is being reported by CBS. 6 teenagers were injured in a Milwaukee shooting following Juneteenth festivities. 6 teenagers were wounded when gunfire erupted in Milwaukee on Monday afternoon after Juneteenth celebrations had finished, officials say. The victims, 4 females and 2 males, ranging in the age from 14 to 19. Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman says none of the injuries were considered to be life-threatening. However, one of the victims, a 17-year-old boy, was believed to have fired shots during the incident on the city's Martin Luther King Drive Street. He was taken into custody, and they are seeking additional suspects. So, as more details are unfolding, we will be back with that news headlines. But again, sending our thoughts and prayers to those victims who were affected. Again, that age ranging from 14 to 19 in Milwaukee. But thank God that none of the injuries were life threatening. And entertainment news for any moviegoers, a lot of movies have dropped in the last few weeks. You have, of course, The Little Mermaid. You have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Transformers just released their movie, Rise of the Beast, this past week. But a couple movies aren't really doing so well. 2 movies, in fact, which were proclaimed to be the biggest movies of the summer, have flopped at the box office, with those movies being DC's The Flash and Pixar's Elemental movie. The Flash disappointed with a $55 million debut, while Pixar's Elemental movie flops with a $29.5 million battle of the box office in the lightweight division. So it's unfortunate to hear, but this just shows that Marvel is superior when in terms of box sales. So tough break for DC. Hopefully they can, bounce back, get back to the drawing board. I'm a little surprised about the Elemental movie flopping. I feel like that would have been real popular with kids, especially for those who played the game Fireboy and Water Girl. That's kind of what the movie is inspired off of. But now transitioning over to our inspirational message. I really don't have a title, but I want to talk about reciprocating energy. And I have a perfect verse for this. This is coming out of 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. This is being read from the New Living Translation, and it says, "Dear children, let's not merely say that we love each other. Let us show the truth by our actions." So basically, what I got from that scripture is, you can say that you love someone, but your actions have to speak louder than your words. So that's kind of the inspirational message. Actions speak louder than words. And if you show up for someone, if you show up for, your best friend, you show up for your partner, you show up for your family, you expect that energy to be reciprocated. But sometimes that energy can't be reciprocated, or it can't be matched. Somebody can't return the favor that you did for them. But it's all about their actions and the intent of their actions that speak louder than any promise, any words that they can tell you. So again, that verse came from 1 John chapter 3, verse 18, and I'll read it again one more time. And it says, "Dear children, let's not merely say that we love each other. Let us show the truth by our actions." So that was just today's inspirational message, reciprocating energy. It's kind of a two-part inspirational message. Actions speak louder than words / reciprocating energy. Kim Emerson says Marvel reigns, and referring back to the box office flops. I like me a good Marvel movie. Now, some of the stuff that they put out recently has been kind of hit or miss, but overall, Marvel is still better than DC, but everybody has their own opinion. Deborah Johnson said, "Your energy will change the atmosphere." Your energy can definitely change the atmosphere, and it can definitely change somebody's day too. If you walk in a positive light, if you carry yourself in a positive way, and if you greet somebody with like a smile, that can change their whole day, because you never know what somebody is going through. So it's good to be optimistic and always try to see the good in people, but don't drain yourself trying to see the good in people if they won't reciprocate the same energy. And Kim Emmett says, "Bring the word nephew." Thank you. I tried to. But with that being said, that was today's show. That's Happening Tuesday. Again, thank you to Miss Gail Deli, to Kenny Stanley, to Lexi, to the entire team for all that they do. We will see you tomorrow for our Wednesday workshop. We will be talking about AI. That will be discussed between me and Lexi. So make sure you tune in tomorrow for a Wednesday workshop. We will be discussing AI. So, have your pen and paper ready and be ready to learn about AI from a young people's perspective, because it's looking like, it's not really going to be an AI takeover, but AI is definitely evolving and learning as the days go on. So that will be for tomorrow. And with that being said, y'all know what we say here: stay well and make some bold moves. See you tomorrow.
News in motion.